All right, we are starting right here. Again, I am doing a Google Meet and I am recording it so that I can post it on your Google Classroom. The stream, this is where you will see announcements. For example, don't forget that you have a quiz on Friday over the definition of a computer that you were supposed to memorize. On Friday, you'll have that quiz. Later on today, I'm going to put a note right here on the stream so that you can be reminded of that. Under classwork, if we look right up here, we are done with spending class time on these notes right here. We've had more than enough time in class to do that. We're moving on. You have access to this on your Google Classroom. Whether you are in cybersecurity or computer science, it doesn't matter. Both classes are doing the same things kind of right now. We'll split up later on. But these set of notes right here, we're done spending class time on. If you have not finished them, you'll have to spend your own time on this. This is where homework happens. You don't have homework if you took the class time to get this done. But if you didn't, you're going to have to spend your own time on this. We will be doing some of these Cyber Patriot assignments later on, but right now, we are going to be working in this section called computer literacy. This is background knowledge that you have to have before we can even move on into the other stuff. So we're going to start here with this Cyber Literacy Chapter 1, Text and Key Terms. Now, the reason that we're going to use Google Meet like this is because it makes it really easy for me to share with you what you need to do. Plus, you all have that link there, and there's no problems like sometimes happen with Zoom. If you are home because you are quarantined, you can go to a Google Meet with me and I can make sure that you understand what to do. I will record them every day from here on out. Probably in this class because I think your class can handle it better than anybody else. So I will be recording those every day and I will be posting them in your Google Classroom. So if you forget what was said in class, if you didn't understand it, or if you need additional help, you can go back to the video. You can pause the video in places if you need to so that you can take care of business. Now, the other reason that I want you to be comfortable with this and know how to use this is because, okay, well, what if Ms. Moravitz gets exposed to COVID and has to go home for 10 days? You would have a sub in here, but we would have Google Meets every day so that you could still get your work done. What happens if we go virtual? Google Meets every day so that you can still get this done. All right, I'm not going to abandon you. Even if you get sent home for one reason or another, you're still going to have access because we can do this through Google Meet and through posting the videos so that you have access to them later on. Okay, today's work right here. Cyber Literacy, Chapter 1, Text and Key Terms. This is what the assignment looks like. It says, open and read the attached documents. There's 2 documents down here. Annotate the text with a highlighter or by typing comments. If you can type on the document or highlight on the document, you know, your annotations or whatever, that means taking notes. If you annotate, you take notes on it. Define the key terms on a Google Doc. On this assignment, when you view it, in the top right-hand corner, it will say add or create. So you're going to click on that and you're going to create a Google Doc. Now, you can just create a Google Doc somewhere else and then you can add it in later. But if you will create it with that assignment, whenever you close the assignment, it will automatically attach to it. And when you turn it in, it will automatically attach. Otherwise, you'll have to take the steps to add it later. It says turn in this assignment after you take care of that. Notice this little blurb of words right here. It says you will be able to use these terms and documents on the quiz. When you have a quiz over this, you can go back and look up answers if you need to. I'm giving you a lot of technical information, and I'm giving you a lot of things to think about. And I don't want it to be so overwhelming that you go, oh, I can't do this. If you don't know an answer, look it up. It's okay. That is not cheating, because I have told you now to look it up. Now, I'm going to show you the document right here. This is a PDF. I need you to sit up and open your eyes, ma'am. All right. All right, chapter 1 is right here. It says the cyber world and cyber citizenship. Key terms are right here. There are 10 of them. Notice that these key terms are not in alphabetical order. Like sometimes when you get a word list for a science class or something, they'll give them to you in alphabetical order. These are the terms that you're going to need in this chapter. In here, they're putting them in a different order. Now it says digital or electronic media, and then virtual are our first two words, right? So let's look at the reading. As we look through the reading, here's our first word, digital or electronic media, and then here's virtual. So all of these words over here are not in alphabetical order, but they are in the order that they are presented in the text. So if you get to citizenship and you can't find it, and you've already gotten to cyber citizen, you know that somewhere in between the word citizen and cyber citizen is the word citizenship. You know it's somewhere in the middle there, so you can find it. You're going to be writing these terms, and then you're going to define them. You can either get a definition from the actual paragraph that's around it, and also some of them have little side boxes like cyber world right here has a little box that says cyber world is the term given to the modern world of computers, communications, and other digital technologies. You'll take your notes from that. Notice down here, this has bold print, and then we have a bulleted list. Typically, when you see that in the text, that means this is important. You might want to write this down. Or you can highlight it, or you can take a little snip of it and save it. But those are notes that are going to be important. And yes, you will have access to this document, but you should take notes on that same sheet that you're defining the key terms. Like here, look at this one. It says pros and cons of technology use. Remember, we've already discussed that there may be a lot of writing on the page, but that doesn't mean you have to write it all down. Just the important things right here. Pros, quick access to information, ease of communication, productivity. You don't have to write down all this stuff that's in these other boxes. Cons, that means things that are negative or bad about technology. Overuse of technology. Social isolation, growing too dependent. Again, you don't have to copy down what's in these boxes, but you should be familiar with the pros and the cons. Down here, we have some more definitions. And then right here, this is talking about your role as a cyber citizen. Right here, it says real world citizen responsibilities and cyber citizen responsibilities. And notice that they're bulleted lists, but not all the words in here are in bold print. So they kind of helped you on this one to tell you what's important. Sir, you need to sit up. Sir, you need to sit up. When you get to the section that looks like this, you do not have to do those. Not on this part of the assignment. That would be a separate assignment. The only thing that you have to do on this first part of the assignment is define the key terms and take some notes. That's it. You'll see this in the document, but you don't have to do these yet. So when you're done with those definitions and the notes, you'll go back to the assignment, view the assignment, and you'll click turn it in or mark as done and make sure that your document is attached to it. Now I want to show you the next assignment in here because most of these are going to follow the same pattern. Now this is activity 1 that goes along with chapter 1. These have links on them, just like this. You begin with Google, and you're going to use your school email account. And I'm going to use this one right here. All right. Notice it has a place for your name, and look at the instructions over here. Some of them will have instructions like this, some won't. Complete activity 2 and 3. Activity 1 is already done when you did the key terms. See, activity 1 has you defining these key terms. Well, you're already doing that. You don't have to do it again. All right, activity 2 is short answer questions. You just type your answers in these boxes. Activity 3 is the true false. Again, you just click your answers here. Make sure your name is on it. When you finish, you click submit. If you are not finished and you need to go back to it and finish it later, you click on finish later. Now let me show you what happens when you turn it in. I don't have any answers on here, so I'm not going to get any points, but I'm going to click submit. And when I click submit, it's going to grade it for me. It's going to tell me I made a 0 because I didn't answer anything. All right, so I have a 0 on that. Now I'm going to close it, and I'm going to go back here. And in order to turn in these assignments like this, you're going to have to remember what your score was, and you're going to view the assignment. And over on the right-hand side, I can't show you that because my teacher view doesn't look the same as your student view. On the right-hand side, it's got a box that says private comments. And in that box that says private comments, you write your score. I would put a 0 in there because I didn't answer any questions and I made a 0. Now, here's what I have to tell you about this. If you put in that you made 100 and I go look at the actual document and you made a 75, guess what you really made? A 0. Yes, ma'am, because that's lying and that's cheating. Now, if you're not happy with your grade, let's say you make a 58 on it. Put that 58 in the private comments box. Tell me how you did. And then you can also write a note. Can I please try this again? And I will reset it and you can try it again. If it's below a 70, I will reset it for you. If it's above a 70, the grade stays. All right. All you have to do is type in the private comments box again to type those score in, and then I will go look at it on the Teacher Made app on my side, and it'll show me for sure what your score was. Now, at this point, are there any questions on this first assignment on doing the key terms and the second assignment on how to do one of these activities like this? Any questions? Pretty straightforward. I think you guys can handle it. All right, this quiz right here, nobody's going to get to that today. But again, the quiz works exactly the same as that activity 1, only you're answering quiz questions. And I have already told you on this assignment that you can use these documents on your quiz and on your questions. You can open them if you need to find answers. That's why I put them there. This one is the PDF file that looks like a magazine article or a textbook. This one is a PowerPoint that's quicker and just has, kind of everything broken down a little bit smaller. All right, any questions on how to do these things? All right, what I'm going to do now is I need to stop the recording.